Your boss won't listen to you. Your spouse doesn't listen to you. Your kids barely know you're alive. But here at The Fan, we love and appreciate you.
Just when we learn to appreciate what a huge wussy you are.
This is the show for the people, by the people. It's The Fan Call-In Show.
Presented by the ESPN Bet Sportsbook inside Hollywood Casino Columbus.
Here are the leaders of the Lunatic Fringe, Scotty Vegas and Ryan Baker.
It is the Lunatic Fringe, that's for sure. And I got to tell you, at least one half of this Lunatic Fringe is tired.
Oh, come on.
I don't get that way very often, Scotty, but it was a heck of a vacation week. And
it's because you've been getting up early watching the British Open. That's why you're tired, right?
I do see that Scotty Scheffler's winning right now. Surprise, surprise, and kind of running away with this. But no, I was not waking up early for the Open, the 153rd Open Championship this weekend, which I'm guessing you had quite a bit of money on Scotty Scheffler here this week.
Yeah, a pretty good amount. And then I added to it today because I found a little prop bet that I loved before. And I woke up at like 5:30 to start watching the coverage of this thing because it actually is probably, other than the Masters, my favorite major championship in golf to watch. It, to me, is better than the U.S. Open. I just love that we can wake up and it's on, and so I've always loved the British Open. So, but yeah, I found a little prop bet of Scotty Scheffler to win by 5 shots or more. I'm hoping that comes through. But yes, I was well invested in Scotty.
And it sure seems like it's going to come through right now because he is on point here, as he kind of has been all weekend. Scotty, you and I were not together last week. I have kind of been out of the sports world here this week. I have not paid attention to a lot of things. I saw some things, but other things I did not. I know you guys had a great time out at the casino on Monday night for your home run derby.
Tuesday, but yeah.
It was Tuesday, so your home run derby challenge, which sounds like a good time. And it sounds like a lot of people were angry about the All-Star game because of the way it ended. And, it's an exhibition. Who cares, right?
Exactly. Who cares? Who cares about the game? In fact, I thought it was a relatively entertaining way to finish the All-Star game. I'd love to get the listeners' opinion on it. 614-821-9710. And the great thing today is I was given a whole stack of tickets to the Pro Football Hall of Fame to give away. So our top callers throughout the show are going to be getting a pair of tickets to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Really, really cool value. And we're going to be giving those out to the top calls. Again, number 614-821-9710. That's going to be a fun prize to do throughout the entire show.
It really is. And Scotty, as I have been able to work up at the Pro Football Hall of Fame for the high school football state championships here in Ohio the past few years, I'm a huge advocate of the Pro Football Hall of Fame and what they have done up there over this past decade with the Hall of Fame and Hall of Fame Village and all of that. If you haven't been to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in the last 10 years, you want these tickets and you want to go up there because it is worth it. There is, all kinds of shops and restaurants there. The Hall of Fame itself, they've redone everything around the stadium. They were doing this high school football flag football championships up there this weekend. It was on ESPN, and you could see all these kids out there playing. But it is an awesome area. They're building a big hotel up there right now. So if you have not been to the Pro Football Hall of Fame and you want to go, call in today and talk some sports with us, 614-821-9710, because the Pro Football Hall of Fame is such a good time.
Yeah, it really is. And we're excited to be teaming up with them quite a bit this year. Obviously, Rothman and Ice, they generally have a Hall of Famer on every single week, which is a really cool segment. The other thing is we are going to, at the end of summer, this is something that we haven't announced yet, but I'm really excited about it, and I'm going to talk about it right now, whether I'm allowed to or not. We are going to be doing a big trivia contest the day before the Ohio State-Texas game, and it's going to be awesome. And in fact, the Pro Football Hall of Fame is hooking us up with Orlando Pace is going to be asking 10 of the trivia questions while we're out there.
Cool.
So how cool is that? So, yes, call in. You can win these tickets to the Pro Football Hall of Fame throughout the show today. Now, I did want to ask you, because we are 6 weeks away from Ohio State, Texas. Can't wait. Those days just keep getting lower and lower. We're now down to 41 days. It's crazy. But one of the topics that we wanted to get into was your biggest question mark about this Ohio State football team as we are 6 weeks out from the season. And when I brought this up to you, you were like, I think everybody's going to say the quarterbacks. Well, my biggest question mark is not about the quarterbacks, Ryan. It's actually more about the leadership on this team. And I made the case last show during On the Money, and I said, I think the most important thing for Ohio State this coming football season is going to be the leadership. And what I mean by that is you lost big-time leaders. When you lost Emeka, and you lost Will Howard, and you lost Jack Sawyer, and you lost Lathan Ransom, you lost a lot of dudes that were leaders in the locker room. And so for me, the biggest question about this Ohio State football team is, how do you replace that? Who are the guys that are going to step up and lead this team? And I know there's other questions like coordinators, quarterback, defensive tackle. To me, the biggest question is about how you replace the leadership that Ohio State lost last year.
I think that's fair, especially on that defensive side of the ball, right? Because you had the Lathan Ransoms, the Jack Sawyers, the Cody Simons, the JTTs. I guess, to me, I still think you've got a Sonny Styles. You've got a Davis and Igbinosun. I even think like a guy like Jermaine Matthews, even though he hasn't been there before, right? It's a guy that – and then on the offensive side of the ball, I don't think I'm too worried about it either, just because I think Jeremiah Smith, he may not be the most vocal leader, but I think he's someone guys will follow. And I think they have leaders up front on the offensive line. And I think that's pretty huge. Like, I think a Carson Hinsman, what he's gone through, he's probably a guy in there that's a pretty good leader, Austin Saraveld. So maybe I should be worried about that a little more. I still think the biggest thing to me with this team is the quarterback position. I think the talent on this team, this Ohio State team, is good enough to get you where you want to go, and that's a college football playoff, right? I think it's all about the quarterback position. If Julian Sayin, if Lincoln Keenholz can go in there and take charge of that offense and play at the level that their skills are, I think that's I get the leadership thing, and it's not wrong. And it may end up being right. I still think it's quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's the most important position, so it makes sense. I guess to me, I just think back to after you lost that Oregon game, you needed leaders to step up, especially on defense, and change that defense and improve that defense. And they did. They got that fixed. You lost to Michigan, and then the whole team had to come together. And who brought them together? The leaders, right? And so for me, when this team faces adversity, because they will throughout the season at some point, who's the guy that steps up and leads? That's my question mark, because maybe I guess I have more faith in Julian Sayin, and I'm just kind of assuming that he's going to come in and be really good.
And, you know, maybe even more so was after that Michigan loss is when that team leadership really took over, because it kind of seems like those guys just rallied the troops. What are your opinions on that? 614-821-9710. Let's head out to those phone lines now. Let's go to Tom. Tom, good morning. You're on the Fan Call-In Show.
Yeah, good morning. I agree with you 100%. My son's a coach on the University of Minnesota staff under P.J. Fleck. He also has to replace his quarterback and some of the other key players from an 8-5 team. So your leadership is generic. It goes all the way across the board. It doesn't matter what team in Division I. Leadership is irreplaceable sometimes, but it also can be grown and developed, and that's what Coach – and that's why I'm saying that's a great observation. But also your observation about the ball game, All-Star game on I guess it was Tuesday. It was a great finish. I mean, it was 3-1. They were down, and, you know, Swerver gets in there, hits 3 in a row, and the other guy just kind of pops out. And, hey, man, it was 4-3. That's a dynamic way to finish a game. And nobody got hurt. None of the pitchers got overextended. They're all set for the second half. You've got to be very, very diplomatic on those kind of games. So your leadership observation is right on. A perfect call.
Tom,
And then the All-Star game I thought was a great finish. But thanks for letting me speak.
yeah, Tom, wonderful call. In fact, we're going to hook you up with a pair of tickets to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So you're going to go up to Canton and enjoy that. So Nate's going to get your information. But yeah, like for me with that All-Star game, it's like people are going to complain about whatever you do, however you're going to end a game.
sure.
People are just going to complain because people love to complain. I thought it was kind of a creative way to find a way to end that thing. I still remember as a kid, gosh, I wish I knew the exact year this was, but I still remember when the All-Star game went into extra innings and Bud Selig just kind of like lifted his arms up well, I don't know what to do. We're running out of pitchers. We're running out of players. Let's just end it a tie. And it was like, what? You could do anything else. Do not end your sport or end a game in a tie. It just, whatever you're going to do, find a way to break that tie. And I credit Major League Baseball for doing that because it was a little creative.
And listen, you're going to run out of your pitchers. You don't. The worst thing you can do in this is have somebody get hurt, have a pitcher throw way too many innings, and all of that. And it's an exhibition, right? It doesn't matter. Listen, we're well past the days of Pete Rose running over Ray Fosse in an all-star game and ending his career. Like, that's not what these things are for anymore, and it's not what it is. Going back to our talk on the Ohio State team, Otis on the YouTube chat says that's why low-key Iggy coming back, meaning Davison Igbinosun, is one of the biggest pluses we have going for us this year, meaning Ohio State. Now we just got to clean up those pass interference infractions. Davison Igbinosun is a guy that when he came here 2 years ago, I think kind of changed this Ohio State defense with his swagger and his attitude. Kind of got a little cockiness, wants to go out there, be real physical. I think he is a very important guy on this team. I think this defensive secondary for Ohio State this year is so talented, and they're going to be so fun to watch, even though you don't have the guys like Denzel Burke and Lathan Ransom that have been there forever like you did last year. Jordan Hancock as well.
So I'm curious now, we're in the NIL era, so all these guys are making different amounts of money and all that stuff. I got to think in leadership in a locker room has always been important. However, I could see now with money involved, with appearances involved, that leadership kind of becomes even more important because look, you and
1,000%.
You and I know this, working in an office like this. There's jealousy amongst people based on getting attention. There's jealousy based on money being made and all that stuff. Just imagine that within a big football team, right? So leadership is so important, I think, now in college football. Even more. It's always been important, but I think it's even more important. That's why I think I have that as my biggest question mark going into this season is who's going to lead.
And it's the one thing that I think Ohio State has done just as good or maybe better than anyone in this NIL and transfer portal era is still trying to get your guys and developing and then just augmenting pieces and places here. 614-821-9710 is the number. Joe, I see you on the line. We will get to you next. It's the Fan Call-In Show on The Fan.
We used to have a billboard with our host's face on it, but only ugly people work here now.
You mama say you ugly, hey!
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Boating season is finally here, and Buckeye Lake Marina is your go-to destination for all your on-the-water needs. With the largest inventory in Central Ohio, you can choose from top brands like Bennington, South Bay, Crown Line, and more. Buckeye Lake Marina has it all. Pontoon boats, luxury tri-toon boats, even merch. Open 7 days a week to serve you better. Find your next dream boat at Buckeye Lake Marina. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com today for all your on-the-water needs. The good life, the lake life, starts at Buckeye Lake Marina.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing, 614-NEW-ROOF, NewmanRoofing.com.
And we're back talking all things connectivity with Spectrum customers Kev and Melissa. So tell us, how long have you been with Spectrum and how important is a reliable internet connection?
We've been Spectrum customers since we moved 12 years ago. The first thing we did is sign up for Spectrum Internet.
You get a lease, you get it Wi-Fi.
Yes,
immediately.
We need that. We had Spectrum Wi-Fi before our couch got here.
That's true. That's a true story.
I'll sleep on the floor, but I won't go to bed with no internet.
You heard it here. Switch to Spectrum now.
Stepping into the Kia K4 or K5 isn't just getting behind the wheel of any average sedan. It's stepping into what's next. With a K4, it's a world that's exciting. With a K5, it's one that's bold. The Kia K4 and K5, the next movement for sedans. See your local Kia dealer or visit kia.com to learn more.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Lease a new 2025 K4 LXS for $219 a month for 24 months with $34.99 due at signing for well-qualified lessees.
Call 800-334-KIA for details. Always drive safely. New 2025 K4 LXS 2.0-liter FWD IVT 24,165 MSRP. MSRP includes destination handling and excludes taxes, title, registration, license fees, options, and retailer charges. No security deposit required. Actual prices set by dealer and may vary. Purchase option at lease end is $17,157.15. Subject to credit approval by Kia Finance. Lessee is responsible for insurance, maintenance, repairs 20 cents per mile over 10,000 miles a year, excess wear, and a termination fee of up to $400. Subject to dealer participation. Offers may not be combined except where specified. Must take delivery by 8/4/25. Limited inventory available.
When an orthopedic injury or condition gets in the way of life, there is nothing more important than finding a physician you can trust. At Orthopedic One, you'll find Central Ohio's most trusted team of orthopedic experts, ready to listen to your concerns and work with you toward the best possible outcome. In fact, more people trust Orthopedic One than any other practice in Central Ohio. Start with the specialists. Start with orthopedic1.com.
Columbus, the Blue Jackets schedule is out. And you can lock in your seats with ticket plans starting at just 11 games. Don't miss a moment of the action. Visit BlueJackets.com.
After an audit of our programming, the suits here at the Fan decided we needed more baseball. And that common man is stupid. Good news. We fixed one of those problems. Catch the Reds on the Fan all season long. Yay, baseball.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, and it's no surprise. Same-game parlay from Bet365 just keeps getting better.
Well, it's even easier to make a bet. Choose from the most popular markets like hits, run line, totals, and home runs. So many to choose from.
Download the app, start building your bet, and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply.
The sun is out and the savings are on at Coughlin Kia, Central Ohio's largest volume Kia dealer. Take up to $7,000 off MSRP on any new Kia EV in stock, or get up to $3,000 off MSRP plus 0% financing for 60 months. Visit CoughlinKia.com.
Select a Kia dealer based on current ground stock at all 4 Coughlin Kia locations. 0% for 60 months equals $1,667 for 1,000 finance. All manufacturer incentives to dealer. Prior sales excluded. Dealer financing required. Residency restrictions may apply. See dealer for details. Ends 7/31/25.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use law enforcement siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you if you get a speeding ticket, it doesn't end there. You have to pay expensive fines. You can't go to your friend's wedding because that also costs money. And your insurance rates could increase. See? We didn't have to use law enforcement sirens after all. Getting a speeding ticket has consequences. Sooner or later, speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Summer is here, and it's time to plan your style staycation with Bob's Discount Furniture, where you can find everyday low prices on the hottest styles. The comfiest Consumer Reports recommended mattresses, fast, friendly delivery, and flexible financing to fit your budget. Go to mybobs.com for details. So stock up and score everyday low prices, delivered on time all summer long at your nearest store or at mybobs.com.
Oh, my Bob!
Bob's Discount Furniture.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
I'm meteorologist Aaron White here with your 10 weather impact forecast. Tracking some sunshine around here for today. We'll get some showers and storms in the forecast, though, for this afternoon into tonight, and that could bring some heavy rainfall to some locations, especially to our south of I-70. That'll clear out for our Monday, looking at more sunshine here by the afternoon, and then heating up. Highs back to near 90, looking ahead to Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And that's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast here on 97.1 The Fan.
Buckeye games have been airing on WBNS since before you were born and before your parents were born and before Abraham Lincoln was born. Trust me. Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan. The Fan Calling Show, presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The show that allows you, the sports fan, to be the star.
That is right. You are the star this hour. 614-821-9710 is the number to call in. We're giving some of our favorite callers this morning a pair of tickets to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. 614-821-9710. Again, you can also hit us up over at the YouTube chat. Jeff Rimmer's Metal Hat saying Caleb Downs, end of discussion as far as leadership on the back end. And listen, I think that's a good one too. Caleb Downs, everybody said he's like a coach back there and tries to see the game as a coach, picks the brains of the coaches all the time. When you got guys like that, every team has guys like that, but not every team has the best defensive player in the country that's like that. And
so I saw a power rankings of college football players coming back for this year. And I assumed that just about everybody would say Jeremiah Smith, number one. And this power rankings actually had Caleb Downs at 1, Jeremiah Smith at 2.
Really?
Yeah. And I kept thinking about it, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, he is elite, and, maybe leadership qualities is part of that. But, yeah, I mean, the fact is you have the best offense and the best defensive player coming back for another year. So either way, you're in good shape with having stars across the board.
And that's why Ohio State is the co-betting favorite or the betting favorite wherever you look at to win the national championship, because they have the best offensive player, they have the best defensive player, and probably the two best players in the country in Jeremiah Smith and Caleb Downs. Let's head back out to those phone lines. Again, 614-821-9710 is the number. Let's go to Joe. Hey, Joe, good morning. You are on the Fan Call-In Show.
Hey, good morning, fellas. So I'm going to go with the depth of the interior defensive line. So a couple reasons here. We have no new starter. We have all new starters across the defensive line. We have a new defensive coordinator, and we're going to need those defensive tackles all the way down through the season, especially when we get down to game 12, that team up north. They like to run the ball, and then going forward, making the playoffs. So I'm going to go interior defensive lineman.
Joe, that's a great call. And I think Ohio State, and we've heard our buddy Dave Biddle talk about this a lot, thinks they're pretty happy with their starting D tackles. And Edric Houston, who we know was a big recruit as a defensive end, moved inside last year. And Caden McDonald, who we have seen could just be a game wrecker. But who's going to be that number 3 and 4? Like you thought Hero Kanu was going to be there. He leaves. He heads to Texas. So who is it going to be? Could it be a Will Smith Jr., a Jason Moore? There's a lot of pieces there, but there's not a lot of unknowns. And that's why it was Ryan Day said, we need to try to get some depth at the defensive tackle position in the transfer portal. Unfortunately for them, that hasn't panned out yet. I think Joe makes another great point here that I don't think is getting talked about enough. You have 2 brand new coordinators on this team. And listen, I know Brian Hartline has been groomed for this, but he's never called plays before. He's never really been in charge of the offense. And maybe Ryan Day is going to get a little more involved again after being so hands-off with Chip Kelly. And listen, I like the idea of Matt Patricia. I think he's a good coach, and I think it could work. But he's never done it at the college level, and that's a question mark, I think.
Well, let's hook our guy Joe up with a pair of tickets to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. We've got more to give away throughout the entire hour. We're giving away tickets to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So, Joe, we're going to hook you up with a pair. I agree. That was, of all the positions, and I know you brought up quarterback, I have faith, as far as the quarterback position goes. I do have concerns about the depth on the defensive tackle, so I agree with that. The other thing, and you mentioned it, was the new coordinators, right? I wrote that down too. As far as the play calling and the schemes and all that stuff in a big time situation in big games, without having seen it, it's still a question mark for us.
Let's head back out to those phone lines. Harry called 614-821-9710. Harry, you're next on the Fan Call-In Show. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, fellas. How we doing?
We're doing good. Harry, how are you?
Oh, man, I'm making it slowly but surely. Hey, I'm a big Browns fan, man. I know, pity me, but I've been kind of waiting around for years, and I hope to get it done before I pass away. But when it comes to the AFC North, team by team, which player do you think needs to make the most improvement or step up the most? And then when it comes to each team, which team do you feel needs to make the biggest move this year?
Man, it's such a good question. And player by player, I'm not sure. Team, though, I think that's probably in the best shape to maybe make an improvement is the Pittsburgh Steelers, because this was a 10-7 team last year, right? I feel like they got better at the running back position because I really like Caleb Johnson. I know he's just going to be a rookie, but they still have Jalen Warren. I think DK Metcalf is an upgrade over George Pickens just because you don't have to deal with the off-the-field stuff. TJ Watt is going to be happy now. Scotty, you know there was 3 players in this last NFL draft that I thought were bust-proof. One was Emeka Egbuka, one was Mason Graham, the other was Derek Harmon. That's who the Pittsburgh Steelers drafted in the first round. I don't think their schedule down the stretch is as hard this year as it was last year. I don't know if Baltimore has improved, but they're still a really good team. The Bengals, the offense is really good. We don't know about the defense, and now they've got these distractions again. How is the start of their season going to be? And listen, I think the Cleveland Browns are going to be a little bit better, but they're still not a good football team right now unless one of these quarterbacks is just shockingly good and surprises everyone. So I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are the team that's poised to make the biggest, if that's, 10-7, that's not a huge jump, but to make a jump.
Okay, so I was a little bit surprised by your answer because I thought for sure it was going to be the Bengals, because if you look at the betting odds, the Bengals have the 6th best odds to win the Super Bowl. Last year, we were going around, and your Super Bowl pick last year was the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yes, it was.
And if you look at it, they just got off to such a terrible start to the year, right? And, I still remember that week 1 against the Patriots, and it was just hard to recover from a really, really slow start for that team. And now you're talking about the talent that they have and have locked up on offense. I know their defense is a humongous question mark. However, with the talent on that offense and having the 6th best odds to win the Super Bowl this year, I have a hard time saying that the Bengals aren't the team that is most likely to improve and has the highest upside versus what they did last year. So that to me, and if you're looking at over/under season win totals, the Browns is as low as anybody. Mm-hmm. It's 4.5 games. Yeah. Pittsburgh's at 8.5. I think that you and I agree that this is probably still going to be a Steeler team that's above 500 because that's what Tomlin does. But I don't know if their ceiling is more than 10 wins. I'd almost put it maybe ceiling is 11 wins. 11-6 is about as good as I could see them doing. I could see the Bengals as a 12-5 type team. So higher ceiling.
You're asking a lot from that defense. And I'll tell you this, if we're going like which head coach I'm going to bet on, I'm going to take Mike Tomlin over Zach Taylor all day. Now, listen, the whole X factor in that is Joe Burrow, and that's why last year I thought the Bengals would be a team that made it to the Super Bowl. They just got off to that start. I think this Trey Hendrickson thing and the noise around it is bothersome, just like Jamar and all that was last year. And the Bengals have had trouble with starts anyway. And I just think they were poised to have a great offseason here where there would be no distractions and they could have that great start. But then you get Trey Hendrickson, then you get Shamar Stewart. Sam Hubbard's gone, so you don't have that guy opposite Trey Hendrickson now. It's just there's still too much mess around the Bengals with the defensive side of the football and possible distractions that I can just see them getting off to another bad start.
We've given out a couple pairs to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. We still have more. The rest of this hour, we still have more tickets to give away. You can hop on the line. It's 614-821-9710. We're talking about biggest Buckeye question marks heading into the season as we're 6 weeks away from the start of the season. We're going to come back in 2 minutes. The phone number, 614-821-9710. Your calls are next on the Fan Call-In Show.
Hey, is that knee, shoulder, hip, that pain in any of your joints not getting better? You're stuck in this cycle where you keep going back to the doctor. They recommend steroid shots. Maybe they recommend surgery, rehab, and all of those things are not working for you. Before you go down the road of the surgery, you'll want to listen to this. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. I want to tell you something that helped me a ton, and it'll help a lot of other people get their lives back as well. And this is no more meds and not going under the knife. I'm talking about my friends at QC Kinetics, Real Regenerative Medicine. They help your body heal itself. After years of playing professional football, I was beat up. My dad was beat up. I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to have any more surgery. So I went to my friends at QC Kinetics, and they took a look at it, and they said, hey, we can help you with your knee. It's not going to be an overnight fix, but they've got protocols and procedures to help get you well without going under the knife. So here's what you do. Call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. They have offices all over Columbus.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Hey, look, it's Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. Say hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
You know what I love the most about your store?
What's that, common man?
The way you treat people. You get to know your customers. That's why they keep coming back. No sleazeballs around. Just good, clean boys and girls selling jewelry.
Stop in and see the difference for yourself.
Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington. WorthingtonJewelers.com. It's where Columbus gets engaged. Tell them Common Man sent you.
Catch T-Bone and Tyvis weekday mornings from 6 to 9. If you're not completely satisfied, we'll rewind time and erase your brain. For real, the Fan. Back to the show of the fans, by the fans, and for these crazy fans. The Fan Call-In Show, presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
Welcome back in, Fan Call-In Show. Having fun talking about the MLB All-Star Game and whether you like the finish or not. A little bit about Ohio State's biggest needs heading into this season. Quarterback, D-line, leadership, coordinators. What is it? This is a college football season, at least heading into it, where I think there's like more unknown than maybe we've ever had. And maybe there shouldn't be. Maybe the answer to this college football season should be looking us right in the face. But none of us believe in James Franklin. Like, nobody has any faith in James Franklin. I don't even think Penn State fans have faith in James Franklin. And everyone's like, well, this is almost like years ago before Dabo got there. There was always Clemsoning. Yeah, it feels like we're going to be Penn Stating this year somehow with this team.
Well said. You know, it's funny. Usually at this point, I've placed a few college football future bets on teams that I feel like, okay, really good shot to win it all this year. But if you look at it, like, I have a hard time finding one that I really like. Like the Ohio State at plus 550.
I've tried to talk you into one, and you don't love it like I do.
No, I do like the Clemson call, and you talked about that a month ago. The problem is the odds have changed so significantly. Yeah. I think when we were doing this show 6 weeks ago, that they were close to 20-1.
It was when we first talked about it, and I looked at it, they were 20-1. That's what it was on ESPN Bet.
Right now,
10-1.
9.
Oh, so it's dropped even more.
It keeps dropping. Yes. And they have what you would 100% consider like the blueprint to win it all. Because, right, they've got a coach that's done it before. They got an experienced quarterback that's coming back. They've got a conference that they should pretty easily navigate, and they've got a schedule that like you could lose one or two and still get in and still be in a great position. So that roadmap for Clemson is makes sense.
If they win that opener against LSU, those odds are going to drop even more.
Oh, for sure. You know what? So it was 20-1. Right. And for without any big news or any big changes, for them to drop all the way down to 9, that is a significant sign that serious money has been coming in on Clemson to win it all. So I'm glad you got on it at 20-1. I'm still hesitant because you look through this entire list: Ohio State, Texas, Penn State, Georgia, Clemson, Bama, Notre Dame, Oregon. To me, you draw the line there. I feel like there's 8 that can win it. I'm not there with LSU. I don't think Michigan. I don't think Florida. I don't think anyone. I think the line is 8. I have a hard time of those 8 finding one that I see good value in.
Which is so weird because last year, what were we, 3 or 4 at the beginning of the season?
Second.
We thought it was like 3 or 4.
Oh, teams that could win it all.
That could win it
3.
all. And now we're like 8 because there's so much uncertainty. And a lot of that uncertainty is at the quarterback position. You know, you mentioned LSU. A lot of people like Nussmeier. Some don't, but he's a return. Drew Aller, a returning guy. Do you like him or not? Cade Klubnik. I think he's great, and I think he's very underrated, undervalued. But there's not a lot of teams at the top there with a proven commodity on the field at quarterback. 614-821-9710. That is the number to call. That's what Jeremiah did. He's up next on the Fan Call-In Show. Good morning, Jeremiah.
Good morning, fellas. How are we doing today?
Doing good, man. How are you?
Great. I called to talk about the leadership of the Buckeyes. Then you mentioned Franklin, and I think you pulled me to a different conversation.
Okay. Well, let's go there.
They talk about, first of all, Franklin is, I don't know, can't say it on the radio, but if they're talking, this year is the year for Penn State, and I'm the guy, you can't trust him until he wins it. And now you got to go through multiple high seeds to win a national championship, as the Buckeyes did last year. How can you trust him for 2 or 3 games to win the big one when he hasn't won the big one even once in his season?
It's hard. It's hard, Jeremiah. You're right. And that's the hesitation with Penn State. Because if you look at it, it's like they took that blueprint of what Ohio State did and that as far as the offseason before, and that's what Penn State tried to follow. And look, I mean, is getting Jim Knowles on that coaching staff a humongous difference? It might be for James Franklin. So, and let's be honest with you. Here in Columbus, we had questions of whether Ryan Day could win enough to get it done at the huge level. And we had all those questions all the way up until he did it. So, I get that James Franklin throughout the years, it's like, it's still James Franklin. There was a lot of people that were feeling that way about Ryan Day, too.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. We could play devil's advocate with this. And that's what everybody was saying about Ohio State last year and Ryan Day. And listen, Ryan Day won a national championship, but to some people, there's still questions because that 4-game losing streak in November is there looming with some. Could Franklin shock everyone this year? And maybe, who knows? I just don't see it happening. But I also have questions about Aller, too, and I've had those all along as well.
Well, that's the thing, too. It feels like last year in that semifinal where you had Penn State have every opportunity. Notre Dame was pretty beat up. The quarterback had just been knocked out, and it was like, okay, Penn State's going to take control, and this is going to be an Ohio State-Penn State national championship game. And I put that loss. I know James Franklin has lost a lot of big games and has been bad against Ohio State. Drew Aller was bad down the stretch in that game. So I get why the question mark is, can Aller be good enough to do it?
And here's the thing. I know it's a different style of football nowadays that we play. Penn State has 2 really good running backs. If they were smart, they would just ask Aller to do it 5-10 times a game, and let those running backs just run wild because they're really good. But again, I think it's one of the fun things about this upcoming season that I think I'm pretty excited about college football to get starting because could it be Texas? Yeah, I could see that. Could it be Georgia? Who knows with Gunnar Stockton? What's Miami going to be with Carson Beck? Could it be Ohio State? There's so many teams out there and so many things that so many balls in the air with this college football season. It's kind of fun. Last year, it was to me, there was 4 teams all year.
Yeah.
And that's what it was going to be, and that's what it ended up being pretty much.
Well, and the thing that's got me excited, and we're really almost a month away from week 0, right? I mean, I think week 0 is basically 35 days away. So we are right on the calendar. We're looking at it, and we're getting very close. But as far as excitement goes, I love that we're seeing the schedules come out, like the TV week 1 schedule. It's like, oh, gosh, this is going to be amazing. And the fact that we are starting with the blockbuster of the 2 best teams, or at least the 2 teams that are favored at this point to win the national championship, Texas and Ohio State. The fact that you're starting out with that game, Ryan, is just incredible.
And then just to your point, August 23rd, Scotty.
Yeah.
So a month and 3 days away from the college football season. 614-821-9710. That is the number for you to call in and chat. I heard T-Bone and Tyvis this week, Scotty, talk about a kind of an interesting topic. And I think it was J.K. Dobbins had come out and said he should be on the Mount Rushmore of Ohio State running backs. And I don't know if he's wrong. J.K. is just a guy that has always gotten kind of lost by me a little bit. I probably don't give J.K. enough credit for what he did at Ohio State. We'll talk about that a little more coming up next. It's the Fan Call-In Show on The Fan.
All the 10 TV people come over to our side of the building to take a deuce. That should tell you something about how we operate. The Fan.
You had a solid retirement dream. Sell your home in a few years, bank the equity, downsize, and travel. But with an unpredictable economy and the future feeling uncertain, you're wondering if that equity will still be there when you're ready. What if you could bank that equity right now? With Truehold, you can sell your home for its current value, so you can access your equity today. You can bank the cash now and stay in the home you love with an easy standard lease. Truehold even covers property taxes, insurance, and repairs. And since Truehold hands over your equity in cash now, it's yours to do whatever you'd like. Don't let a shifting economy put your hard-earned equity at risk. Visit Truehold.com and receive their competitive offer on your home in just 48 hours, based on its current value, not what's coming. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
Do you suffer from leg pain, leg swelling, varicose veins, or leg ulcers? Dr. Barry Zeta and Dr. Joseph Senta at Ohio Vein and Vascular Polaris are pioneers in the vein and vascular field. Dr. Zeta and Dr. Senta can perform minimally invasive procedures that will get you back on track to a pain-free life. Stop living with leg pain and start the process to healthy living with a free healthy leg screening. Go to loveyourveins.com or call 614-426-VEIN. That's 614-426-VEIN or loveyourveins.com.
Got one of those days that never stops? Try a stop at Speedway and refresh the vibe with 69-cent large Big Gulp drinks. Get 69-cent large Big Gulp drinks at Speedway with Speedy Rewards. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 8/26/25. See app for full terms.
Central Ohio contractors and homeowners. Tired of overpriced, low-quality cabinets? Well, it's time to upgrade your cabinet game. 3D Cabinetry is your go-to for fast, hassle-free service and cabinets you can trust from order to install. 3D Cabinetry delivers fully assembled all-wood affordable cabinets. No delays, no stress. Just quality craftsmanship delivered on time every time. Get started with your free consultation today at 3dcabinetry.net. That's 3dcabinetry.net, where quality meets affordability and reliability.
Common Man and Timmy here for the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Timmy?
Yeah, we got a lot of fun things going on this month, like karaoke.
And crab legs.
No, not yet. Live bands. We've got food trucks in the outdoor valet area.
Crab legs.
Oh, not yet. On select weekend days throughout the summer. Okay, now crab legs.
And all you can eat crab legs at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Join Penn Play Rewards and play up to $500 on us. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, crab legs.
Oh, yeah, we love crab legs.
Time for crab legs?
Okay, crab legs.
The Columbus Zoo invites you to follow the footsteps and the tales of animals from around the world. Explore our newest region, North America Trek. So what are you waiting for? Get your tail to our trails only at your Columbus Zoo.
Rockman and Ice.
When you have a star player, you commit to him and you worry about everything down the road. You do everything you can to capitalize on this window of time that you have.
Rockman and Ice. Weekdays at noon.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus.
The Fan.
The Dublin Irish Festival, August 1st through 3rd in Dublin, Ohio. Voted 2025 USA Today Best Cultural Festival in the nation. This year promises 3 incredible days of Irish music, dance, food, and fun. Get your tickets at DublinIrishFestival.org.
You can stream the game on your phone while you're gardening. You can stream it while you walk the dog. You can stream it at a trampoline park. You can even stream it at a monster truck rally. But the second you get behind the wheel, the game's over. Remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Aaron,
You know that complete HVAC system we sell for $12,000?
Yeah, it's for homes that are 1,600 square feet or less.
How big is 1,600 square feet?
3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. Those homes are what America is made of.
Get Eco.
ECO. Other companies are charging $15,000 to $18,000 for that same system.
Yeah, I know.
And if your family doesn't need a new furnace, Eco will replace the AC component for just $8,500. Why are we doing this?
Nurses, police officers, office workers, firefighters, and school teachers live in those houses, Jerry.
The people that America is made of live in the houses that America is made of.
We're just doing what we can to restore balance to the universe, Jerry.
Get Eco.
ECO. When a person is doing well, they're making money. But when they're doing good, they're helping others.
Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
We're bringing balance to the universe.
Go to geteco.com.
Here's 3 reasons to buy your Blue Jackets ticket plans for the 25-26 season. 1, pick your seat and pick your games. 2, plans start at just 11 games. 3, flexible payment plans. Act now. Visit bluejackets.com/tickets.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Ever want to be a radio star? It's all about the radio. Or at least hear your voice on the air.
The radio's all yours now.
This is the show for you. This is the Fan Call-In Show, presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
Final segment of this week's call-in show, 614-821-9710 is the number for you. Probably got room for one more caller to get in here. We've already got one on the line. Probably got room for one more. Again, 614-821-9710 is the number. Mention that caller on the line right now. Let's head out to those phone lines. Let's go to Craig. Craig, good morning. Thanks for joining us on the Fan Call-In Show.
Good morning, guys. Great topic. I don't know who's going to be the leader on the defensive side, but you definitely need leadership from the quarterback position. I went to the softball game last night, and each and every time I see Lincoln Keenholz, the guy impresses me. What an athlete this guy is. And I didn't even recognize him. He's put on at least 30 pounds. He looks bigger, stronger. If it's truly a neck-and-neck competition going into the first game, I think if I'm Ryan Day, I think you give serious consideration, possibly giving the guy the nod. He's been in the system a year longer, and I like big, strong quarterbacks. That's what I have to say on it.
It's an interesting call, Greg. Thank you for the call. And listen, I've been a big Lincoln guy.
You have.
Because I love guys that play multiple sports. I think there is just a sports sense that you can't teach. And when guys play multiple sports, a lot of times that means that they're obviously really athletic, but they just get sports. It seems like they just get something. And Lincoln is a great athlete, no doubt about it. Could probably play baseball in college, could probably play basketball in college. He was great at all 3 in high school. I love the idea, and Julian showed us a lot in the spring game too, that he can move a little bit as well. He can run around. If all things are equal, like if they can both do everything the same at that quarterback spot, I may tend to go to the guy that when things break down, he can get you a little more with his legs. I don't think Ohio State I don't think they can go wrong with either of these guys. I think both of them are talented enough to do it. We just have to remember they haven't done it yet. So regardless of how good they are, there are going to be some growing pains here.
And look, you won a national championship last year with Will Howard, right? And Will Howard had some limitations in his game. That's why he was a 5th, 6th round draft pick as a quarterback here. In the leadership that Will Howard showed throughout the entire season and the experience that he showed throughout this entire season is why Ohio State was able to bounce back multiple times, bounce back from that Oregon loss where they needed another second or 2 on the clock, and then bounce back from that Michigan game. So here's the deal. I think there's a good chance you're probably going to need both throughout this season. With how long this college football season is, we've talked about this so many times where depth plays such a factor, and the luck of your guys staying healthy and available. I wouldn't be surprised, Ryan, whoever starts week 1, if we see the other guys start at least 2 games throughout the year, just as the number 2 quarterback. Like, do you need necessarily the number 1 starting against Grambling?
Yeah.
No, and we saw that last year, where there were times where, okay, if there's situations where you can get that next guy up, you're going to do it.
And they'll need to do it this year, right? Unfortunately, you don't get that luxury in game number 1, but you do have a couple where you can do that. And listen, we heard it all year last year. We started hearing it in preseason camp. Every time Ryan Day or Chip Kelly talked, they talked about a 16-game season and how depth and guys and all of that are going to matter. They even changed their offense a little bit, slowed it down to maybe not have these guys getting in as many plays, taking as many hits. They know, like, listen, do you want to win every game? Yeah, you do. But they know the end goal was a national championship, making it the 16, 17 games, whatever it's going to end up as you keep adding components to this. So, yeah, you're going to need multiple guys. You're going to need that depth. Mentioned to you, when I think of Ohio State running backs, there's 3 that pop in my head right away. Obviously, everybody at Ohio State thinks of Archie. And the other 2 that I always think of are Zeke and Eddie George. When I think Ohio State, the best running backs of all time, and I never saw Archie, right, but 2-time Heisman winner. I mean, he's got to be there.
Yeah.
J.K. Dobbins, I don't think I give him enough credit for his career, Scotty. And I look at some of the numbers. Total career rushing yards at Ohio State, he's second behind only Archie. In a single season rushing yards, he's number 1. Rushing touchdowns, he's 7th in rushing touchdowns. In a single season, he's 5th. A single game, he had 4, which is tied for second. There's a lot of numbers here where JK is on this list, and I don't know why it is. I've kind of overlooked J.K. Dobbins in this, and I don't know, like, career-wise at Ohio State, I'm still probably going to take those other 3, but J.K. said he deserves to be on the Mount Rushmore, and I don't think he's wrong.
I know. Based on the numbers, right there, right? And you know, some people bring up, okay, well, Archie played in less games. Well, remember, though, again, as far as J.K. Dobbins goes, he didn't come back for a 4th year. So it's not like the number of games is that much different. And, you know, and by the way, if he had come back, he would have been the all-time leading rusher, right? So, yeah, I think you're right. I think we undervalue J.K. Dobbins a little bit because I'm kind of the same way because you said, hey, what are the first running backs that come into your mind? And I also mentioned Keith Byers. Like, he was a guy that comes into my mind. And then another running back, and I know it was a 1-year thing, but he won a national championship. Maurice Clarett is another name that just completely pops into your mind. And then you even think about Beanie Wells, right? And, you know, so J.K. Dobbins probably does deserve to be on that Mount Rushmore. But, like, when your initially first reaction thinking about it without looking at the numbers, it kind of surprised you as far as like what those numbers are. And yeah, you're probably right. J.K. Dobbins is in that discussion.
Beanie Wells, by the way, 7th on the all-time career rushing list for Ohio State.
You know what I think part of it might be? I think with college football, you think of it in terms of decades. And so you're only going to go to one guy in a decade. Like, you think the 70s, you think Archie. You think you think Archie. 90s, you think Eddie. 2000s, because of that amazing 3-game stretch he had, you think Zeke.
Yeah.
So JK just doesn't come up that same time.
Well, and I mean, I think it's, I get what you're saying with the 3-game run with Zeke. I think that's unfair. I think it was a 2-year run with Zeke.
I mean,
if we remember, he had over 1,800 yards.
Games.
Yeah, I get it. And I guess that those couple years from Zeke were so special to me that I always kind of lean his way. And listen, there's guys from way back, you know, Vic Janowitz and whatever. We didn't get to see those guys play, right? I was even kind of surprised you said Keith Byers because I know you don't remember watching Keith Byers. Some of my first memories of Ohio State football, probably have Keith Byers in them, but I didn't really watch Keith Byers play like that. But it's just, Maurice Clarett, it's one of the greatest, for me, what-ifs in sports. Like, what if he wouldn't have challenged the NFL and he just stayed and played 3 years at Ohio State? How magical his career could have been, and how we might think of him in such a different light.
Well, and think about that, because you're coming off a national championship and you had a team that was right there to win it again, right? So if you had Maurice Clarett for that full season, are you thinking about back-to-back national championships too?
He rushed for 1,300 yards and didn't play every game.
Right.
Was hurt a lot that year. Lido Ross and Maurice Hall got a lot of play in that year as well, because Maurice wasn't healthy all year long. He still had, that might be the biggest in Ohio State football comet that there's ever been.
For sure.
Just burst on the scene out of nowhere and wins a national championship.
Yeah. And then is gone.
Thanks, everyone, for calling in today. We really appreciate it. We will be back. Well, I'll be back next Sunday. You will not be. It'll be me and Dave Biddle. It was fun to do this again after missing a week with you, Scotty. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to stick around. Matt Fontana is going to join me. A little Fan Sports Sunday coming up next on The Fan.
No hot takes, no dancing, plenty of stupid. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Let's be honest, we could all use a little vacation from the ordinary. But with Tim Hortons' new refreshers, you don't need to pack your bags. Just sip, relax, and enjoy your refreshing 16-ounce vacation. With tropical mango packed with real pineapple and mango pieces. And strawberry watermelon kiwi featuring real pieces of strawberry and kiwi. Also, try it with lemonade or coconut milk. A choose-your-own taste bud adventure. Head to Tim's for the new refreshers. Your 16-ounce vacation awaits. Only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants.
Save big on everything for your next project when you shop at Menards. Finish your outdoor wood projects with Cabot Premium Wood Care products. Australian timber oil is an exterior stain that provides maximum penetration, durability, and water repellency, making it ideal for decks, siding, outdoor furniture, and more. Save big money on all Cabot Premium Wood Care products. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth, or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient, and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at RunyonDentalGroup.com. That's RunyonDentalGroup.com.
Don't miss Ellie De La Cruz and your Cincinnati Reds take on Shohei Ohtani and the reigning World Series champs, the Los Angeles Dodgers, in a 3-game series July 28th through the 30th. Presented by Kroger Zero Hunger, Zero Waste. Plus, on Tuesday, enjoy another Budweiser 3-2-1 Tuesday with $3 beers, $2 hot dogs, and $1 ice cream cups. Get your tickets now at reds.com/tickets.
Hi, I'm Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers.
And I'm his very overpaid celebrity endorser, Common Man. Bob, I heard somewhere, actually from you many, many times, that Worthington Jewelers is where Columbus gets engaged.
It's too bad you and Timmy can't engage the audience.
Good zing, Bob.
If you're thinking of popping the question, there's only one place to go.
Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington. WorthingtonJewelers.com. Tell them Common Man sent you.